はLWD と呼ばれるもので、パイプの先につけて、構内の状況を測定するためのツールです。具体的にはこの中には地上のガンマ線を測定する装置、それから中性子検層、それと非抵抗検層、方位傾斜、その他人工地震等を発生させまして、その地震波を測定するための
In 1898, an unusual experiment took place in Tesla's laboratory. He attached a small mechanical oscillator to an iron pillar. Precisely timed pulses from the device made the entire building tremble.
Windows started crashing around the area, and he, being at the epicenter, didn't notice anything happening until some police came bursting into his laboratory. It was just at the moment where he'd picked up a sledgehammer and broken the...
The Tesla earthquake machine was a mechanical oscillator, which is basically a machine that produces vibrations. And by producing these vibrations, the machine could be made to resonate with different structures.
The oscillator machine is based on the principle that every substance, when stimulated, has a resonant frequency. If the frequency is matched and amplified by an outside force, such as the oscillator machine, any material can be literally shaken to pieces. The destruction of the Tacoma Narrows Bridge in Washington in 1940 demonstrated this principle. The winds whipping around the bridge hit just the right frequency, causing the steel bridge to sway violently in a rhythmic pattern that finally broke it apart.
To demonstrate the power of resonance, we're going to see what happens to a wine glass as it vibrates to its breaking point. First, I'll start the glass vibrating and use a microphone connected to an oscilloscope to see what frequency the glass vibrates at. I'll then set that frequency on a signal generator, which is going to play it back through an amplifier into a speaker. Because the glass is going to be moving more than 400 times per second, we will be using a strobe light in order to slow down the motion. Now, this is going to be loud, so I have to wear some protection. As the vibrations increase in intensity, the glass will start to move more and more, and eventually it can't take it anymore. So as I turn up the volume, the glass will break. So what we saw was like a mini earthquake, and Tesla's earthquake machine would be able to do this, but on a much larger scale.
This is it. You know, I always thought you'd die before me. Now as I prepare my soul for an eternity of fire and poking...
Yeah, less chat, more splat, pal.
Hey, Mr. S, I didn't know you bungeed.
I want to live!
No, you're too heavy.
It's a glandular problem! Woo! Orlact! Chuds! Mole people!
There is no escape from the fortress of the moles. No, except that.
Ow!
In 1983, I did radiotomography with 30 watts, looking for oil in the ground. I found 26 oil wells over a 9-state area, and 100% of the time was accurate with just 30 watts of power beaming straight into solid rock. HARP uses 1 billion watts beamed straight into the ionosphere for experiments. Picture these strings on the piano as layers of the earth. Each one has its own frequency. What we used to do is beam radio waves into the ground, and it would vibrate any strings that were present in the ground. We might get a sound back like, and we'd say, that's natural gas. We might get a sound back like, and we'd say, that's crude oil. We were able to identify each frequency. We accomplished this with just 30 watts of radio power. If you do this with 1 billion watts, the vibrations are so violent that the entire piano would shake. In fact, the whole house would shake. In fact, the vibrations could be so severe underground that could even cause an earthquake.
Last year, I confronted Heizo Takenaka, the former Japanese finance minister, over why he handed over control of the Japanese financial system to a group of American and European oligarchs. He and his envoy told me that it was because Japan had been threatened by an earthquake machine. I did not believe it at the time. However, when I started exposing some of their doings, I was told by the Japanese security police that because of what I had said on places like rents.com, that Niigata City was going to be hit by an earthquake. 2 days later, Japan's largest nuclear reactor was the exact epicenter of 2 earthquakes, both 6.8 in magnitude. And that was too much of a coincidence for me. So I started doing research and found out about HAARP, H-A-A-R-P. And I realized that they really did know how to make earthquakes. And they do it by shooting a 1 billion watt microwave into the ionosphere, which is the part of the atmosphere that has a lot of energy in it. That pushes the ionosphere up into outer space, and then it rebounds. And the way it rebounds can cause earthquakes. Just like an opera singer can break a glass by singing at a certain level, or by dragging your fingernails on a blackboard, you feel a weird sensation. If they adjust the vibration for the rock underneath their target site, they can do that. The same machine can also heat up subterranean water to cause earthquakes. And remember, a 1 billion watt microwave. What does microwave do to water? It heats it up. Now imagine if you put 1 billion watts into a tropical storm. You could make it much bigger, and you could change the direction it flows in. You know how there's high pressure zones and low pressure zones. Well, high is hot and low is cold. And the hot flows into the cold. And vice versa, and there's more of the cold. So they can heat up an area and cause it to flow into a next door area. In other words, these people are capable of creating the cyclone that hit Myanmar, the tsunami that hit Indonesia, and the earthquake that hit China. Now, after the earthquakes hit Niigata, a member of the Inagawa crime family, which is based in around the U.S. Yokosuka Air Base, and members of the Inagawa family have told me that their big boss is George Bush Sr. In other words, they work for Skull and Bones. And they invited me to a so-called UFO gathering where they showed me the video of this blob. They told me it was a UFO, but it was obviously, to me anyway, a plasma weapon, or a ball of heat created by something like a 1 billion watt microwave. And I predicted in my blog that there would be videos of lights found above China before the earthquake. And those videos then appeared on the internet after I predicted they would. And furthermore, a Taiwanese satellite detected a 50% drop in the ionosphere, in the amount of electric energy in the ionosphere above the earthquake zone. Now, a 50% drop would be exactly what would happen with HAARP. It would push the ionosphere up, and then it would slam back down. So, it looks like the insane criminals who have taken over the U.S. government are killing people and threatening people with earthquake weapons. It doesn't look like it. I actually have some of the proof.
Weather modification could also be used as an instrument of warfare by manipulating the electric jet and the jet streams that dictate climate. The publicly stated aim is C3, Command, Communication, and Control. The margin of victory in war is to block or intercept enemy communications and to secure your own. The signals in the ELF extremely low frequency range can be generated by HAARP and heard anywhere in the world, and are used for earth-penetrating tomography, basically finding enemy submarines and underground bases. The main idea behind HAARP is the ability to direct electrons along the naturally occurring magnetic field lines of the Earth and accelerate them to near the speed of light to form a protective shell of highly excited particles that not only block communications worldwide, but destroy missiles in their trajectory as they descend from space. The effects can be localized by punching a hole through the ionosphere to superheat an area 30 kilometers in diameter into a plasma shield. Any missile or aircraft would be destroyed that tried to fly through the plasma, which is the fourth state of matter. A hole in the ionosphere above an enemy country could kill by allowing solar radiation to strike the surface unhindered.
Free energy systems supplied by Tesla coils, and new anti-gravity and replicator devices. You will also be receiving brand new holographic medical beds, or med beds. These new med beds will come with some very unique features, including diagnostic support, surgical repair, and cellular and DNA reconstruction and rejuvenation. In short, they will become an integral part of your health care and health maintenance, changing everything within your healthcare industry as you know it. These med beds, when used in conjunction with trained medical supervision and automated medical stations, will provide you with a variety of options and methods to return your physical health to optimal health. These beds represent a quantum leap in the business of healthcare all over your beautiful world, because there are currently enough of these beds to begin rollout in every country that wants them. Just imagine a healthcare package with no chemotherapy, no toxic chemicals, organ removal, or having to live long-term with scars, disease, and dysfunction. If you are thinking that all this sounds too good to be true, or like something out of a sci-fi movie, we understand your reservations. However, we would like you to remember that hiding in plain sight is one of the deep state and deep space program's favorite tactics. For a very long time, the deep state has been showing you technology beyond your wildest dreams, like in the Avengers and the King's Men movies. Just because you think you are watching fantasy, as far as the Dark Ones are concerned, as far as they know, they have been showing you the truth. You just haven't been asking the right questions or demanding the right answers. It's a nasty trick that's been perpetuated on you. And it's one of the dynamics that's about to change in a dramatic new way with the announcement of Nasara and Jasara, as these new technologies will be released as part of that exciting and life-enhancing package. Now, on to the details of these quantum therapy medbeds, which come in 3 different varieties, holding 3 different functions and varieties that are currently available for rollout. Number 1, the holographic med bed is a diagnostic and treatment bed. Number 2, the regeneration bed works in concert with your DNA and stem cells to regenerate old tissue or missing organs. Bed number 3 is a regression and rejuvenation bed. These help you to rejuvenate your cells, offering age regression therapy, as well as therapy that helps you to suppress unwanted memory. As you may have guessed, these technologies did not originate on Earth, having been given to your secret space agencies for the benefit of humanity. It was an unfortunate choice that those in charge of making moral decisions decided to keep this technology to themselves. We are pleased to confirm that this error is now being rectified, and the right people are now working behind the scenes to ensure the rollout of these technologies to the public at large. All 3 beds work on a quantum level using vibration and frequencies, 3D scanners, and refracting lenses, as well as surgically precise lasers for both opening and closing wounds. They also have a multitude of diagnostic and monitoring technologies that keep the practitioner fully informed throughout both diagnostic and repair sessions. Using tachyon particle and plasma energy, this machine works with the human vessel for maximum repair with minimal invasion. All 3 med beds work with similar technologies. They have just been adapted for 3 different uses and treatments. Bed number 1, the holographic med bed. These beds can perform live scans of the body for diagnosis, as well as treat any illnesses with much greater accuracy and far less time, and with far less invasion to the human vessel. These med beds will scan every part of your body for diagnosis and interpretation, including your skin, muscles, bones, organs, glands, neurological and hormonal efficiency, It can also perform a blood analysis and a DNA analysis, which looks for and is able to correct any hereditary markers for certain illnesses, providing a quick and painless analysis of the entire physical system. Any surgery needed will be done immediately, including appendix, heart surgery, and C-sections. Holographic medbeds come equipped with such features as airtight see-through operating shield to reduce germs and claustrophobia, comfortable limb rests, liquid spray anesthetic, laser scalpels, laser mirrors, vital signs, sensory and display, diagnostic and analysis identification, and computer-controlled surgical arms. These medbeds are built with a very advanced but strictly limited artificial intelligence that needs human connection to work. As a precautionary measure, that ensures cooperative coexistence. The computer used to operate is very similar to an MRI machine. However, instead of magnetics and radiation, these medbeds use plasmatic energy to work with you on a subatomic and vibrational level. Since this is a vibrational universe and you are a vibrational being, this is a very homeopathic approach to healing, which offers multiple benefits with little or no side effects, other than shock, amazement, and delight. No more long waiting times, no more endless testing, or trying medicines that don't work. Say goodbye to chemotherapy, and say goodbye to people dying from stroke and heart disease. Medbed number 2, the regeneration bed. These beds will prove especially useful for anyone in need of an organ transplant, organ replacement, missing or severed limbs, and skin grafts of third-degree burns. Using similar technology to the first beds we mentioned, these beds focus on working directly with your DNA templates, using a harmonic resonance field that is still present within your body's cellular memory. As many of you know, your body holds a cellular memory, as is evidenced by your phantom limb syndrome. These beds will be able to change the lives of many people, and the applications are endless. And this is just to get you started off with. Your entire healthcare system is about to change and become a health support and rejuvenation system. Are you excited, dear one? The final med bed is for age and memory regression. This bed will help people who suffer from traumatic memories, PTSD, and help them to release their mind from the horrific montage of images and their heart from the depths of despair. This bed will also help to return you to a more youthful appearance and feel tightening skin and muscle tone and improving all of your senses, especially in the area of sight, sound, and taste. Working with your own DNA templates and multiple refractory lenses, as well as your own body's natural internal clock, we are able to perform these procedures pain-free, with the biggest adjustments coming from your mind and heart, because now you feel so fabulous. Again, these beds use plasmatic energy, not radioactive materials, focusing instead on recalibration and regeneration whenever possible. This enables you, the user, to return to optimal health in very little time. Just think what this kind of technology will mean to you, for your family, your friends, all of the children just rescued from the tunnels, and from every person suffering needlessly from fixable medical conditions. So, get ready dear ones, because you are about to take this magnificent quantum leap together. All countries who have signed on with this Jassara agreement, which is up to 205 countries, will benefit from this opportunity. If this news excites you, please share it with other like-minded people. For the more you have to focus on that as good, the quicker we can bring it forward into your reality. We thank you for taking the time to listen to this message. In love and light, I am Kai Miara.